Hello, I'm your host, Rain Falls, and welcome to Rain Radio. Today, I have a little bit of a confession to make, something that I need to get off my chest. So today, I blocked my father. I already deleted his number off my phone, but I blocked him. And these are the reasons why I blocked him. My father has been married to my mother for 30-something years. And for as long as I could remember, I have two older brothers. He has treated her like shit. Now, there have been some good times. Don't get me wrong. But it's so hard for me to remember those good times. I didn't get to know my father, in my opinion, until I was 17 years old. And that's because I lived with him for a year, so I had no choice. My father, he was my baseball coach for a long time. And I didn't hate him as a baseball coach, you know? I didn't hate him as a coach or anything like that. He was, to me, he wasn't that bad on the baseball field. It was when I wasn't playing with him and when he was on the stands and he wasn't like disrespectful. My dad just wanted the best out of all of us. Now that I can say, he wants the best out of all of us and he just wanted the best. But lately, and over this past year, I've been getting a vibe about him. I've been having dreams telling me not to trust him. I've been having dreams where he stole from me. I've been having dreams where he was trying to be my manager for my music. My music is my baby. It's my babies. All of them are my children. I'm father. And I'm very keen on keeping family separate from business and keeping family separate from what I create, if that makes sense. But I guess I don't want to get off track. I blocked him. I blocked him today. He keeps sending me these texts talking about how much he loves me and this and that. And he's recently sent me a text about the recent job that we went on because I was working for him. And sometimes he was a jerk to people. And I had to go and be peacemaker. Not a lot. He wasn't a jerk a lot. But just on some occasions, it was his ego would get hurt by people telling him stuff, and then he would just try to like be dominant for some reason. He's always trying to get one over on somebody. He's always in this competitive mindset, and that really holds him back. And a year ago, before my brother got married, I actually got into it with him. And I told him, if you keep acting the way that you're acting, nobody's gonna want to be around you. And I'm not telling you this because to come at you or to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm telling you this out of love. If you don't change the way that you're acting, you're gonna be alone. Not too far ago, and he doubled down on it. He acted like he didn't care. And then he went and said that he's the reason why I am the way that I am, me being who I am. And I'm pretty sure eventually he'll try to take credit for my success. And he does, hey, you did help me become who I am today. Because if it weren't you being who you were, I wouldn't be the man I am today. But not in the ways that you think. But I don't want to talk to him. I don't have anything to say to him. He treated my mom horribly. My mom's father died a year ago, and it was a complicated relationship, but she still went to grief, to go to the funeral. And for some reason, he went with her to say, oh, I was supporting your mother, right? But he treated her so horribly. I mean, my mother came back on a verge of like, she told me when she was in Chicago, she almost had a psychotic break from the way that he was treating her. And then my older brother checked him for that. And then he went and whined to all of his friends saying that my older brother threatened him. When all my older brother did was say that if you keep treating my mother how you're treating her, we're going to have a problem. And you see, I gave my dad the benefit of the doubt because I saw the good in him. I saw the light in him. And I said, if he could just get that mud off of him, just get the mud off of him, I can see that you're a great person. You just got mud on you. And I even wrote him a card on Father's Day saying the same thing. I wrote him a poem on a card saying that. I didn't quit on him. And maybe I did. But something told me, hey man, you got to get away from him. And I listen to my intuition now. I don't second guess it. Back to what I was saying. He treated her horribly, and then he just walked up to her, and after 32 years, he walks up to her and says, let's wrap this up. And then he doubled down on it, and over the next few weeks, he was basically egging her on. Oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. And mind you, my mom is the breadwinner of the family. I grew up in a matriarchal household. Real talk. Mother was queen. And that's it. You can ask any of my friends. Mama Jackson was a boss. They all knew her as, but she rode in with the Mercedes. She would come in with her pantsuits on. She got her hair all did. Yeah. Mama Grace was a boss. You know, and she held the family down. She did. She held me and my brothers down. She did the best she could with my other brother, but my other brother is a willful man. Carter is a willful man, but Carter will find his way. I know he will, and I trust my brother. He's going to find his way. But as for my father and my mother, I would get brought into I was like a family therapist. I think I just have that role now, and I hated it. I resented it. I was so angry. I hated being the family therapist because I felt like I was never heard or valued or seen in the family, and a whole bunch of emotions when I was younger. But I'm now learning to just accept my role, and I have a gift. And my doctor had told me, Bradley, you're just ahead of time. Shout out to Dr. Johnson. Shout out to Coach Rashad. Shout out to Coach Levon. Shout out to all these people who helped me instill my confidence. When I would go to jobs with my dad and we'd talk, sometimes it felt like he would say these little small remarks, and then sometimes it would be about my mom. Sometimes it would be about my confidence. It would just be about something. And he didn't do it overtly because he knew if he did it overtly, he would have to get into, I would tell him about himself, and he didn't want that. And I didn't want that because my dad has a tendency to get very angry and lose his temper. So many times he has lost his temper. So many times he has fought my brothers Not so many times, but it didn't have to be that way. And it got violent. Now with Carter, okay, Carter was getting manic at the time, and it was there, but we all needed to be cool, and he would get off the rails and almost do something he was going to regret, and it was just too much to deal with him. It was like dealing with somebody who knew that they were wrong, but still refused to get help. And he still refuses to get help. He wants to go and be spiritual now and do all this spiritual stuff and gratitude and blessings and all this other shit. He has never said a day in my life. I have never met my father. I've never been around my father he has never been a warm man. My father has always been emotionally unavailable and cold. But that's how I knew him. He was the no father. He would always tell us no. He wouldn't really tell us yes, unless it has something to do with baseball. Then he would tell us yes. But other than that, it was rare until we got older. Mostly I got older. And one time he told my mother that Carter I don't think he really messes with my dad like that. Maybe he does. I don't know about Carter. Carter's such a mystery. But they would bump heads a lot. And my older brother sees him for who he really is. But he told my mom recently he was going to make me his favorite child. And that made me feel very uncomfortable. And then he started buying me a MacBook and all this other stuff. He would always talk so positively about my music. And I'm thinking he's just being a supportive dad. But I can be prone to love bombing. It happens to people who usually lack some type of emotional connection. And more than times, they're prone to getting love bombed because they usually attract people. I don't know the psychology of everything, okay? I just know I was getting love bombed because he would be super positive towards me, and I'm not saying he never was, but it was never something that he would normally do. And then on top of that, he bought me gifts that were like $1,000, and I was uncomfortable. I even told my brother, like, should I let him buy me this laptop? Like, I know that I feel like he's going to use this against me one day in the future. And my brother was like, man, if you don't just let him buy that stuff for you. I'm like, all right, okay. And the main reason why I blocked him was because he's rude and manipulative to my mom. My mother, she ain't perfect, but my mother wouldn't hurt a soul. Real talk. She wouldn't. And if you've met her, you would know. Very kind woman. Tough, but kind. She just got an aura about her. But she is actively healing. But she's doing her thing. She's doing her thing for real. But anyway, he just does manipulative stuff. As in, he lies to my mother. He says he's going to help my brother. My brother, Carter, he suffers from schizophrenia. He loses his stuff. It's just a whole bunch of stuff with my brother. But he's going to get better. I know he will. But he acts like he wants to help my brother, right? But really, he's just saying that to get back with my mom because my mom called his bluff. When he said, let's wrap this thing up, he was doing that as in he was just trying to stick it to her. He didn't think that she could actually leave him. It was abusive. It was emotionally abusive. It was an abusive, manipulative maneuver. And basically, he only did that just to stick it to her. It's like it's a narcissist tactic. I don't know everything about narcissists. I'm not saying he's a narcissist, but he does have narcissistic tendencies. And I don't trust a word he says. So when he treats the woman that he made an oath with, and then on top of that, when it came to leaving your kids, I think my uncle asked him that, like, what about your children? I don't even think he cared. He didn't even take any of those photos. All the photos of us, like, boys with him, he took none of those. We still have those photos downstairs in the house. He took everything else but photos of his children. And maybe he has a couple of them, but I didn't see him in his hotel hang them up. I don't see any of those. I don't even see him hanging them up in the car. You know, and I really did care for my father. I really did. I was praying. I was consulting with my ancestors. I was like, man. But it got to a point where I was praying that he left the house sooner. He wanted this divorce, and my mom called his bluff and divorced him. And he was so livid. And then on top of that, he wasn't even ready. He wasn't even prepared. He spent 2 months in the house. No, not 2 months, 4 months. He didn't leave till September. He used all that time because he really didn't think my mother would divorce him. And it broke her. She did not want to leave that man. She loved him. She still does love him. She can't, like, she does. But she understands boundaries. She understands she has to have boundaries. She understands that this man has been hurting her and has not cared about her. And I guess I'm saying this as a way of, just because they're family doesn't always mean that they're good for you. Whether it's your mother or father or anybody. You get that feeling in your spirit like this person ain't right for you, they ain't right for you. And I don't care if they're a friend, family, girlfriend, lover, hugger, whatever you want to call it. You know, you got to go. Not they got to go, you got to go. I don't need to have no conversation with him because I seen all I needed to see for years, for the past 5 years of how he's treated. I'm not going into all of it. I don't need to prove nothing. I'm just doing this because I like records and I like collecting. I like to make sure that I have a record of me recording my emotions and writing them down. I journal a lot. I journal everything. So I'm not dealing with the BS anymore, man. I'm going to live my best life. And if you don't want to be a part of that, no, not if you don't want to be a part of that. If you're not able to come to terms with that, if you are not right in the head, if you're not right at the heart, because with him, it's a matter of the mind and the heart, because it's like an illness. He's like Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. One day he wants to smile in your face. The next day he is very cold. It's like split personality. But I remember my doctor told me I had a father wound. I always thought I had a mommy wound, but I had a father wound because father was always traveling. Father wasn't really there. And when I really think about it, where the fuck was he? He told her he had been checked out of the marriage for 15 years. I'm 24. What's 15 minus 24? Shit. Math, man. 15, 24 minus 15. 1, 14, what is that? I think 9. I was 9 years old. But I'm not saying this to condemn him. I'm not saying this in a way to get a smear campaign because y'all don't know him. All I'm saying is for my record and for myself, I blocked him. And honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy with the family that I do have. My brother's a new addition is about to enter into my family. And I'm happy about that. He don't deserve tears. He's caused too much pain within my brothers, not with me. He has not caused me that much pain, but me seeing what he's done to my mother and everybody else, that hurts me. So I guess maybe he did, but he no longer has access to me. And yeah. But I got great news, and I've been doing great myself, so life is about to get amazing. I see it in my dreams, I see it in my mind's eye. I could feel it in my heart. So I can't wait. But I just wanted to say that. The Reign Saga continues. See y'all later. Bye.